What's up everybody, welcome back to the Burnout Bobby YouTube channel. In today's video, as promised, I am going to be working on the jet ski. It's going to be a lot of prep to get this thing as clean as I want it and to look the way that I want it to look. So I'm going to be putting a lot of time into that. I don't have to put much time into the scooter at all, which I know the scooter guys are like, want some scooter scene. If you want to see some scooter action, go to the last video. I just rebuilt that 150cc motor right there. So I just did a full rebuild kit on that one. So that should be nice and fresh, good to go. I'm just waiting to do the CVT on it. I want to upgrade the belt, not really upgrade it, but just put it back to the factory spec. Do the belt, do the variator, drive face, and probably change the weights up. I'm going to put a little bit lighter weights in there because of how heavy this hole is, and then my body weight on top of the scooter. So that'll help give it a little bit better pickup. So I might go down to like 11 gram weight or something along those lines. Next up, I want to give a big shout out to a couple different people. I want to give a big shout out to Triangle Mini Moto Squad. Yeah. These guys right here, awesome group of guys. They've looked out for me big time. They're huge supporters of the channel, so I got to give so much props to them. And that's why in this video, I want to just say thank you guys. Thank you to Greg, to everybody over in the Triangle Mini Moto Squad. Big shout out to you guys again. North Carolina. Triangle Mini Moto Squad. Also want to give a shout out to the Dirty Riders crew over on the West Coast. Those guys have been big supporters as well. Thank you guys again for the support. And then, you know, some OGs that are always liking every video. They're always commenting on every video. Always give me much love. Big shout out to Andy P. So Andy, thanks man. You're the man. You're always commenting on my stuff. Just positive vibes. I love it. Let's get to this video. I already started something. So in the front of the Sea-Doo is this little green plate, and it goes for the factory air box. A lot of the Sea-Doos or the jet skis that they put on the scooters, I noticed they have just LED bars that they mount to the top of the light, or they've put them just on the front somewhere. I wanted to make something like clean and flush, and so what I did is I took one of the TRS slim bars and I mounted it from behind. I used the slim bar brackets, put them in the vise, straightened them out some with just a little bit of a bend. So now when I'm cruising down the road, you'll have this, but the headlight will be behind here, and it's bright enough. If you've seen these slim bars, I had one on the Nardo build. These things are super bright. So now I got that on there. All I have to do is run the wiring, and that's gonna go through the bike to the scooter chassis. I also have my tail light is in. I have a 30-inch LED, has the integrated blinkers, brake light, running light, and it's gonna fit perfect. You can kind of see in the video here. Real flush along the back of the hole like that, so it's gonna be clean. So I got that stuff. Today I'm gonna be doing a lot of prep work because I have a new ignition I'm putting into the jet ski that I'm gonna hardwire into the scooter ignition. So I can just turn the key right there. I'm also gonna set up a new push button start, which is gonna be on the top of the jet ski here. So there's gonna be a lot of, just when I thought the cutting was done, it's not done. So there's gonna be a lot of cutting. So I'm gonna get that now.
Yeah. And you don't stop, and you won't stop.
So as the fiberglass settles, now I have my ignition in, as you can see. So that's gonna be wired up to so now that is in place. I'm gonna put a push button start for right here. Also opened up, there's some notches here that I just cleared out, opened up for the cables for the brake lines and stuff, so that, and the throttle, so that that's all has some clearance when I'm turning. And then in the front, I had opened up the airbox scoop here, because the headlight bracket now with the bolts that I have in it were hitting. So I just dremelled out a little bit of each side. I know it looks like a mess. There's stuff everywhere. I don't know if you can tell, but there's fiberglass all over the place. That's fine, because once I get all the stickers off and remove all these pads, I'm going to take it out here and just give it a good rinse down, and then I'll get ready for getting it prepped up for paint. So next up, I have to drill out all the rivets on the side here where it says twin carb, so I can paint this purple. I have a purple vinyl paint that has been doing awesome. It matches everything perfect. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to clean up this runner and then go ahead and draw out all those. And just keep making a little progress, one bit at a time. Oh, and then I have to paint all the raw areas with just some black spray paint on the raw steel so it doesn't start to rust. So that will be the last step. As you can see, oh, they already got fiberglass all over them. I got some lime green grips to go on there. It's gonna be sick. Cannot wait. Alright, back to some time lapsing. I had to pause for a sec. So I have one of our TRS 12mm push buttons. That's what I'm gonna use for the starting feature. As you can see here, I tried putting it into that hole right there and it was too big, the factory hole. So what I'm doing is taking this 6mm dress-up washer that we make at the shop. We have it in black, but I'm going to paint it purple so it matches. And then I drilled it out so that fits in there like so. I just got to do a little bit more so that the backing nut can reach the threads. So this will be recessed in just a little bit. So that's the plan with that, and then I'll be able to go ahead and slide that into there. Getting closer. Okay, so there you have it. I drilled out the M6 washer, recessed in the push button. It's all scratched up because the anodizing scratched on it, but I don't care about that because I'm going to paint the aluminum housing here. So that's not a bad issue, or not bad at all. It's not an issue. And it's going to drop right in there. As you can see, I'm going to put a backing nut on the back, and that's my new push button start. I'll wire it right into the factory harness there. So this is like something that I enjoy, like making that headlight bracket, making that ignition work, making something like this, the housing for the button, doing all this, like, I don't want to say custom, but yeah, I got to fabricate my own stuff for it. So I really enjoy stuff like that.
Yeah, and you don't stop, and you won't stop, and you don't stop.
Alright, so what I did now is went through the whole electrical. I have my new firepower battery on there. So I have the it's a bigger motorcycle battery because I'm running a lot of LEDs and everything, so I want to be sure that it covers all that. I have the 30, I think it's a 30-inch brake light with blinkers. The problem I had is there's a DC wire that came off the ignition that went to the headlights in the front of the harness, but there wasn't one that went to the back. It was an AC wire that went to the back brake light. So I basically unpinned the AC wire from here, tapped it into the DC, ran the DC off the control, and that's what now does the brake light. So when I turn the ignition on, there you have it. So next thing to do is to put some resistors in there. I'll do that next. I have the headlights hooked up to the high-low beam. I have the start button that you guys saw earlier in the video. I have that wired up. It's not painted yet because everything's still in the production phase, but that's all set. So the last thing I have to do for that is these resistors here. So I have to run the resistors in. I'm probably going to put them in over here in the back side of the harness where you don't see it. The ski itself I just cleaned it up with some rubbing alcohol. A little bit, it's like a 70-30 for a rubbing alcohol water mix. Completely cleaned this all up. Just took all the stickers off. That's actually painted on from the original owner that bought this. They had it hand painted on for the numbers, which is pretty cool. If it was in better condition, I would leave it on there. So it is all cleaned up. The next thing to do is to go over this with a sander. I'm gonna rough this all up, get it ready to take the primer and then paint. Now I have the same guy, 617 Signs, who made that Burnout Bobby sign in one of the previous videos. He is completely doing these over. He actually came in, flew down, not for this purpose, but he met up with me, took pictures of these, and he is making exact duplicates of them. Once I give him the measurements, and then he has everything down packed, he's gonna make exact copies. This way I can just overlay these over this so I know it's in the factory location. So it is getting there. It is slowly getting there. I'm stoked about this. I'm gonna go ahead and get the sanding this down, and then I'll come back in the next video when you see me getting ready to tape it all off and prime it down. So with that being said, hope you guys like this video. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. The next one, like I said, we're gonna be painting this thing. I'm trying out this new turbo paint that I saw on social media, so we're gonna see how that goes. It had the rain, like right now. Alright, be sure to like, share, and subscribe, guys.